If you're an alcoholic or heavy drinker, you need to listen to this. I'm going to talk about rock bottoms. I had many rock bottoms as an alcoholic, and sometimes you don't realise you're there until it's too late, really. I've been an alcoholic for a long time, even though I was maybe a functional alcoholic when I was younger. And I'm going to go through a few scenarios, not only one today, of when I was living in London, when my marriage was defunct, really. My wife had moved up north. I was living in central London for a while alone. My daughter was up north with my ex-wife, and I was completely at rock bottom with everything. Obviously the alcohol didn't help. I lived in this sort of quite dingy place, and it's run by pubs. Obviously central London, it's run by pubs. So I would basically just drink all the time. That's all I did. I didn't get in any trouble. But I was waking up, drinking, going out, drinking, recovering from a drink, and just living a cycle of 24 hours of constant alcohol. And it got me to the point where I couldn't function at all now. I didn't even know what day it was. I used to have to get to the newsagent, which was nearby, to try and check the date and day. I had some people to call that I need to speak to. I had parents, and I had a few responsibilities, but I had a business and such like. But I didn't know what day it was. And sometimes I'd wake up in the winter at 4 o'clock. I didn't know it was 4 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock at night, and just because of the noise, I could sort of gauge it. But central London's always busy, isn't it? And I remember I only had one light in the flat. It was a tiny little place, and the bulb had gone out, and I couldn't change it because I couldn't stand on anything to change the bulb. So I remember one day I was feeling terrible. It was a Saturday just before Christmas, and I couldn't find an electrical shop anywhere to get a bulb even. I don't know what was wrong with me, but for some reason I decided to go to John Lewis on Oxford Street. So I planned this day, and I got up. I can't remember what time it was. It must be about 10:30, I think. I went to this pub very, very close to where I was, and I got this pint of lager, and I was shaking. They got the barman to bring it over. He knew me. Well, the manager actually was from Newcastle, funny enough, but he was in London with this pub brewery company, quite a big company in London at the time. And he walked over. I remember forgetting he walked over really slowly with his pint and put it on the table. I thought, I'm going to drink that. And I managed to get my head into it a little bit and start to drink a little bit and sort of hold on to it with both hands. And I took a couple of big gulps of it, and immediately was sick with the lager. It was cold, it was early in the morning, I wasn't feeling well, I had nothing to eat, and it was all over the table, and he just came over and said, look, it's okay, I know the situation. You're not the only one who comes in here, type thing. And I managed to get that sorted out and have a couple of drinks, and I thought, I've got to get to Oxford Street somehow. How am I going to do that? Maybe about half a mile, but as an alcoholic and you're not functioning well, it was a total nightmare. So I got a taxi. I just hailed a black cab. It all sounded very glamorous, isn't it? Well, it wasn't. So I got to John Lewis, and the security guard looked at me. I was quite dishevelled, actually. I hadn't had a shave or much of a wash or anything. Anyway, I got in there, and when you're in a big store, and when you're an alcoholic and you've got anxiety and you've got confusion, you don't know where you are, and you're very sensitive to noise and light, and just before Christmas, everything was like a panic attack, you know. Anyway, I walked along, perfumes always on the ground floor of these big department stores, and I went up to, I think it was obviously TV, electrical lighting or something, 4th floor, I can't remember exactly. It was packed. I was sweating so much. I thought, I've got to have a drink, I came out, had a few drinks, I went back in again, because I've got to have this light bulb. I was obsessed with this light bulb, you know. You get obsessive when you have a drink. I went up, and when she got this bulb, and then I managed to stand in the queue, but I was shaking, I was sort of rocking from side to side. I was feeling myself going. I felt everyone was looking at me. Maybe they weren't, I don't know. But this acute paranoia about this. I managed to get this light bulb downstairs. And the first thing I did was find a pub on the other side of Oxford Street and dive in there and have a few more pints. And the Saturday seemed to sort of level itself up a bit when I got some alcohol in me. Managed to get back, and I couldn't put the bulb in. all that carried on. Look, it's just kind of amusing now. So I had no lighting at all then, just a little bit of light from my phone and this old TV I had. Now, after that, I had this alarm clock, like a plug-in electric alarm, and that went defective as well, so I had no alarm then. And then I used to rely on my ex-wife to call me to get me up and all this sort of thing. I had no real sense of time or date or anything. It was a hideous way to live. And it took me right down to such a depressive state. And I thought, well, you should be living your life here. And I couldn't live my life. There was so many things going on, but the main thing, 99% of it was the alcohol, and it took me down to this place. It was beyond rock bottom, to be honest with you. My health was holding up at that time, believe it or not, because I was a little bit younger. But my physical health I'm on about, my mental health was shot completely, and I used to wander around in a bit of a daze, really, in central London, just going from bar to bar to bar. That was my life. And I got to the point where I was looking at people on the streets and talking to them, and people in, sleeping basket bags and stuff. They were better off than me, a lot of them, physically and mentally, and had more about them in some ways. I was a complete and utter mental wreck, to be honest with you, because of months and years of the alcohol catching up with you, because it catches up with you at a rate of knots, and it starts slowly, but when it gathers pace, you can move from, I call it stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4. The 1 social, 2 moderate, 3 heavy drinking, 3.5 heavy drinking when you're harming yourself, and 4 is active addiction. You go from stage 2, from moderate to heavy, very quickly, and that's when you're in real danger. That's when you've got to seek out help. But the rock bottom was living in that place in Soho, one of the rock bottoms, because I didn't know how to cope. I had no support network. I had nobody to talk to. The only people I knew were fellow drinkers who were all in a sort of similar state to me, some were even worse than I was. And it's just a reminder to people, no matter what age you are, no matter what you drink, because I only drank lager, you can get yourself in a total mess and your life will fall apart. When I think back, I'm 63 now, so 62, 63 soon. 45 years I've been drinking. It's a lifetime, isn't it? I've been off it for various periods, 8 years and 5 years and this sort of thing. But I've been involved with alcohol all my life, all my adult life. Even when I was a teenager, I was involved with alcohol. And at some point it's going to crack. Somebody's going to crack. Somebody's going to break. You're going to break. That's what I'm saying. Because you can't fight it forever. It will catch up with you. And it becomes chaos. And when you describe these times when you don't know what day it is, you don't know what time it is, you don't know where you are, the people who are social drinkers don't really understand that that's what could happen to them if they carry on. Most people, to be fair, don't have an alcohol issue, as in alcoholism, but what there is a huge increase in alcohol-related deaths. So in my view, there's more people drinking for longer, maybe stronger drinks, and more people get themselves in a mess because of stress, the way we live and all that sort of thing. Because when you get sober, you've still got problems. You've still got issues, you've still got light bulbs to change, you've still got clock radios that go wrong. Everything's on the phone now, it's now going back years here. The younger people won't even know what I'm talking about, clock radio. But things go wrong in your life when you're sober, but you can cope with them because you're sober, you're more able mentally, you've got more mental clarity, you're more agile, you're stronger, you're fitter, and everything's better when you're sober, and your life will improve. So there's many of these rock bottoms, and I hope I don't bore you to death with them, but they're just a reminder of how quickly your life will spiral down. And when it spirals down, it's very difficult to get back up again. But there is hope, you can recover. If you enjoy the videos, or you benefit rather than enjoy, then please subscribe and share them. And if you need any help with anything, get in touch via the comments. We've got 10,000 people in this group now, which is amazing. A lot of those can help as well. So drop me a line, and we'll all, we're here to help each other. That's why I'm here. That's the reason I'm doing it. Because I got into a total mess, and my life, I nearly lost my life 5 years ago. And thankfully I'm still here. Because the doctors were good, I followed every instruction I was given, and I'm doing the same today. Every day is a new day, one day at a time, isn't it? I didn't have a drink yesterday, I won't have one a day, hopefully. And that's the way you got to look at it, break it down, one day at a time. Look after yourself, get fit, get healthy, and we'll meet again tomorrow.